make light of the small and lose the great. Railroad executive James Hill, whose Great Northern Railway was completed in 1893, arrived one day in the ritzy Seattle Hotel in the state of Washington. He soon sent orders for the entire hotel staff to gather in the lobby. Everyone was excited at the prospect of receiving a fat tip from the newly rich chief executive. Soon the beaming Hill appeared. Today I will be staying in this hotel. I wanted to give each of you a little something to mark the start of our relationship. But unfortunately, I do not have sufficient cash with me. Please accept this small token of my appreciation. I will be back in 2 weeks, so keep it carefully until then. He proceeded to hand each worker a 50-cent coin made of nickel. People's hopes having been high, their disappointment was correspondingly great. The bellhops sneered or fumed. Some went so far as to hurl their coin out the window. Most people spent their 50 cents on tobacco or the bathhouse before the week was out. When Hill returned as promised 2 weeks later, he assembled the 100-odd staff in the lobby again. If you still have the nickel coin I gave you the other day, please speak up. I will exchange it now for a $5 gold coin. When one young man who had scrupulously followed Hill's instructions handed over his coin, Hill turned it over and checked it before replacing it with a $5 coin. 2 or 3 other youth exchanged glances and then fished nickel coins from their wallets. But Hill said, "The coins I handed out have a special mark on them. These do not. Does anyone else have one of the nickel coins I passed out 2 weeks ago? Step right up." But no one did. He who makes light of the small loses the great. This must have been the message Hill sought to convey to the hotel workers. So the message that Hill sought to convey to the hotel workers is the same message from the Buddha. I think it corresponds with one of the 6 parameters, keeping promises. This is one of the basic practice on our spiritual journey. Basic doesn't mean it's not so important. It's very important. It's crucial. Without practicing this, we will never be able to go forward on our spiritual journey. The sentence goes, "He who makes light of the small loses the great." And people who take good care of small gains the great. So even the great task or project consists of small compartment or small part, a lot of thousands of small actions, and each one is like like a small promise. When the workers keep those promises one by one, then for the first time, the great project will be completed. If even one person breaks a promise, even just one person fails to keep the promise, there will be a big issue in the project. Sometimes it might affect the whole project. The whole project might collapse. So we don't need any special skill what we need is such honesty and integrity to keep the promises we make. Of course, in our work or in the project, everyone should keep the promise. For us who go forward, who aims to achieve spiritual awakening, the great task we are aiming for is true happiness. Buddha said this is much more difficult than any other great project in the world. So, of course, we are encouraged to keep promises, we make with others and promises we make with ourselves, and the promises we make with Buddha. Then we can go forward much faster on our spiritual journey. I think this is what we can learn from today's story.